This is the CC Radio Podcast.
On today's show, if you want peace, prepare for war. I went to see John Wick, number 3, and Kade did not.
No, I didn't. Welcome to Comic Confidential, the weekly show where we discuss our favorite things from popular culture. My name is Kade.
And my name is Troy. Thanks for joining us for the second episode of this week.
Number two.
Number two.
Two.
Dropping number 2s everywhere. This is it. This is the second one of the first week of the new show format, and we're killing it.
Oh, man. You know, Troy, we now release content, I think, 6 days out of the 7 on the CC Radio Network.
Well, we don't yet, because the other one hasn't started yet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The one that we can't talk about just yet. But
Just
there's
yet.
another show coming to the CC Radio Network very, very soon.
I feel like we've already spoken about it on this show.
I don't know if we no, because I think we've only spoken about it on the bonus show, so only the Patreon supporters know about it.
Can't keep up.
Can't keep up.
Cannot keep
There's
up.
too much content
There's
coming
just
out.
too much shit going on. But yeah, there is another show coming out. It's not from us.
It's not from
It
us.
is not us doing it. So
That's right.
you're welcome.
Yeah. I hear the applause happening already.
Yeah. But it'll be coming soon though. It'll be dropping in the next couple of weeks. I assume.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then it's just nothing but CC radio content all week, except probably Sundays or something.
No, because actually, I think Sundays is the unplugged. So if you're a Patreon supporter, you get the bonus shows.
No, well, one day a week you guys get a day off. I don't know what it is. Cheap Tuesday.
Yeah.
Who knows? But so we're back this week. Earlier in the week, Kade, you spoke about Detective Pikachu
Oh boy.
because you went and saw that.
And look, everyone sided with me. They're like, wow.
Have they? We don't know.
I'm predicting, because it's not like we're recording these episodes back to back. Why would we do that?
That's not a thing.
No.
We've waited the days.
Yeah.
We know what's happening. Well, we've seen it all. We're in the future.
Look, I can't believe Detective Pikachu broke $1 billion.
Oh my god!
On its
already.
second weekend.
Second weekend. It had a 300% increase.
Yeah, look,
from its opening weekend.
Absolutely unheard of, and it's been all down to that review.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All the kind words I said around it.
Kade from Facebook.
Yeah, so you're going to see my name on the poster.
Yeah. Best movie ever. Had the biggest nostalgia boner the whole time.
Yeah.
Kade from Facebook. Well, kudos to you, my friend, for
Thank you.
making it to the back VHS cover of Detective Pikachu when that comes out. I myself didn't want to go see that, as we know, and I wanted to go see John Wick 3 Parabellum. That's actually what it's called. It's called John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum.
Wow,
It's a big title.
What's the Parabellum?
Well, Parabellum is Latin for prepare for war.
Oh, is it really?
Yes. So that's it. Yeah.
There you go. How interesting.
Yeah. And so I guess it's my job to kind of tell you what John Wick 3 is all about.
Before we get into that, Troy,
Okay.
how spoiled are we for content for movies at the moment?
Oh, man. It's pretty good.
Because to be honest, if we didn't have 2 episodes,
Yeah.
we would have had to do a coin toss on what we reviewed, Detective Pikachu or John Wick.
Yeah.
Today.
It probably would have, unfortunately, been Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Because for us to both review John Wick 3, you would have had to have seen John Wick 1 and 2,
No,
which you
I wouldn't
haven't.
have. I wouldn't have.
And you
I would have
wouldn't
went
have.
in there and said, "What's going on? Who's that? What's Neo doing?"
Yeah.
Neo
it
needs
would
a
have been-
haircut.
You wouldn't have had any clue as to what's happening. It would have been weird
Yeah.
for you, for sure. But like I think we're coming to the end of this run of crazy movies coming out in the cinemas that's been going on since like February. I think we're about to have a break. There is technically Brightburn, which I personally will probably go and see.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Let's review that.
Oh, okay.
Well, talk about it.
We'll talk about it, yeah. That comes out next week, I believe.
Oh, man.
so-
Anything with like an evil style Superman character,
Yeah.
I'm all over.
Oh, yeah, look, just give me any... If it's like I don't like the fact that it's a kid. Because, as I've said before...
How do you know you're evil when you're a kid? You're not born evil. Or
are you?
Dun, dun,
Maybe
dun.
we're all born evil, and it just depends on how like we're raised.
Yeah, maybe we're just fighting an internal battle to not give in to the demons of the world, Troy.
Oh, maybe. But probably not.
We've got our own Parabellum going on.
Our own prepare for war.
Yeah.
We've got our own prepare for war going on, you guys.
That's right.
But yeah, so we can go and see Brightburn then, which is cool.
Let us know if you want us to go see Brightburn.
And then technically, there's still movies coming out. There's still Aladdin is set to come out, which
I want to see it, but I'm like, fuck, I'm poor.
Look, unless somebody just starts dropping Event Cinemas tickets down on me, I'm probably just gonna stick with Brightburn and that's it, I think, for a while. I could also be pressured because my partner is a bit of a Disney fan. The animated movies, that type of thing.
Oh, not an actual fan of Disney.
No, she doesn't like Disney itself.
Yeah,
She's
right.
like, fuck Mickey Mouse, man.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that guy.
He's so rude.
Yeah.
Why isn't he just driving his little steamboat still?
Yeah. Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
But she does like that whole, she loves Aladdin, the animated movie.
Yeah, right.
So I could possibly be dragged there of my own, against my will, but I'll make her pay.
Yeah. If you want me to go, this movie's going to cost you $60.
It's going to cost you $60.
Because I want a big drink, a big popcorn, and I want some M&Ms and a chalk top.
Yeah. That's it. That's my conditions.
Yeah.
If you can give me that, plus pay for my ticket, I'll go see Aladdin.
And then she's like, but you got to drive. You're like, no deal.
No.
Can't do it.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm going to see Aladdin. Which she'll probably do.
Look, if you do that, you're going to have to come on the show and talk about it.
Oh, if I see it, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll see what she says. I'll see if she's keen enough to actually go.
Okay.
I know she was a bit lukewarm on it from the first trailer, but I think the stuff that's been coming out since, it's definitely grown on it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how we go.
They recently released like a Will Smith musical scene from it.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't seen it because I don't really care.
Yeah.
But apparently it's mixed. But people are always going to be mixed on that.
When are people on the internet not mixed?
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's either... Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
People are always mixed.
There's always going to be a small subset of people that either go, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life, and anybody who says anything against it is racist, probably.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be the other subset of people saying, this is crap. Why is there a woman in it? That's pretty much the two versions of the internet.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. We fall in neither category.
We fall in the don't give a shit pile.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's good.
It's good.
If it's bad, it's bad.
And speaking of good, let me tell you about John Wick 3.
Okay.
All right. Now, for those who have seen John Wick 1 and 2, John Wick 3 takes place immediately after the events of John Wick 2.
Seconds?
Like seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you could back-to-back these movies?
Let me tell you a story about me, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Because if you think I didn't back-to-back these movies...
What, were you sitting in the cinema watching it on your phone?
No. So...
Done.
The night before, I knew I was going to see John Wick 3.
Okay.
I watched John Wick 1, followed by John Wick 2.
What?
Followed by John Wick 3.
Look at this fancy guy bragging about all his free time.
Now, not exactly like... I will say this. I can't wait to sit down and watch all three in an actual row.
Really? Does number 2 follow on from number 1 really closely?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's within I would say days.
Okay.
If that.
So what you should do is watch the first one, wait a couple of days, and then go 2, 3.
Yeah, maybe. But so John Wick, the original from back in 2014, they're all set over the course of probably 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah,
tops,
right.
Tops. So
he's a busy man. So is he injured in like the first one, and does that injury carry on, or is he like super healed?
No, everything does carry on.
Okay.
So he suffers some injuries at the end of number 2, which do carry on. But John Wick is a little bit of it's like an almost superhuman type of character.
Yeah.
So he has the ability to kind of take some medicine.
Oh, okay.
And then kind of
He's
be
found
all right.
a health pack.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's not like, stitches pop open and fucking, he rebleeds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So it
right.
does happen. But
That's
he's just
good attention to detail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's just a man of a singular purpose, and an insurmountable will.
Wow.
Yeah, basically.
Very good.
So anyway, John Wick 3 takes place directly after the events of John Wick 2, with John Wick being excommunicado from the services of any of the Continental hotels. Basically, what it means is nobody is allowed to give John Wick help.
Oh, okay.
So he is now any of his little assassin world.
Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to give him help. He's like tainted goods. So he's on his own. He's 100% on his own.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And was he getting help in the other movies?
Well, yeah, he could.
Okay.
That's the thing. So you could turn to like,
I need a sniper.
well, as an example, like he could go to, if he was getting the shit kicked out of him,
Yeah.
he could go into a Continental hotel, and then no business can be conducted in the Continental.
Oh, okay. So like that hotel, Continental Hotel,
Yeah.
is like a safe room.
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's where assassins go to relax.
Mingle.
It's like a spa and
Yeah.
mingle, and there's
How
there's
many
like-
people did you kill this week? 87.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But there's a really good scene in John Wick 2 where he is fighting against a fellow assassin in Common, and they're having this big battle, and
Wait,
it's
the rapper.
Common the rapper, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he just like slaying him with verses?
Yeah. He's trying to like rap battle,
Yeah.
and Keanu Reeves just keeps hitting him. It's like, I don't think this is what I signed up for.
This is not what I mean.
But anyway, they have this massive fight, and then they both kind of they're like wrestling, and they fly through the window, and it happens to be the window of the Continental in Rome, and then they're like about to keep fighting, and then the manager comes out and says, "Gentlemen, do I need to remind you of the rules?" And then they both stop and they have a drink,
Really?
and then they have a chat about it, and then they leave, and they eventually fight again later.
How weird.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, but it's cool. So anyway, with John Wick 3, so he's excommunicado, so he basically has no help from the outside. But on top of that, they've also put a $14 million bounty on his head.
What? Couldn't they just go to 15?
Well, they do.
Oh, yes.
So
The stakes have risen.
the stakes have risen. So they go to 14, and it's hard to explain for someone who hasn't seen John Wick 2, but it's basically double the bounty that was on his head
Okay.
in John Wick 2. So they put the $14 million bounty on him. Everybody's into it. They're like, fuck yeah, I want to kill John Wick. I also want $14 million. So every man and his dog assassin in New York is out to get him.
Now, are the other assassins going after each other to stop them from killing John Wick?
No, not necessarily. They kind of, it is movie convenient in the way that they kind of all seem to attack at their own particular time.
Yeah, okay.
So there's not like, there are times where they do cross over, but it's rare.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it's, for the most part, it's like, it might be like, say, the Asian dudes, because I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But they're all Asian dudes. And then it's like the Italian looking guys.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, so they all take their time.
They have their own territories, Troy, and he's just working his way through to the
he's-
final boss.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, yeah, so it's about him effectively trying to survive that.
Okay.
And get himself out of that scenario, because effectively John Wick doesn't want to die. And the reason why John Wick doesn't want to die is because of his not his ex-wife, his wife,
Yeah.
who passed away in John Wick 1. So he wants
doesn't
to live.
want to meet her in the afterlife.
No, he's like, oh god.
Oh, God, she'll be on my case again.
No, it's more about he wants to live to remember her.
Right.
Yeah. So
And be sad.
Well, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. He wants to have that opportunity to remember the life that he had.
Okay.
Because he is, they say with John Wick, he's one of the few, if only people, to ever escape the life. And then
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
he was a retired.
he was out. He was
right.
out.
I getcha.
He was given an impossible task. If he could complete that, he was allowed to go free, and he did.
Good on him.
And then he went free for 5 years.
5 years.
He found love.
Whew.
And then he lost it. And then someone killed his puppy and stole his car.
Ooh.
And then it all went down from there.
That's a bad day.
Yeah, it's a bad day for whoever did it. That's for sure. So, John Wick 3, that's pretty much what it's about. So it's effectively about how does John Wick get himself out of this situation.
Yeah, okay.
Without going into too many spoilers.
All spoilers.
Well, effectively, this kind of moves past the world created in John Wick 2, which is kind of seeing how the Continental works.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and the behind the scenes sort of stuff and the access that they have. This kind of goes more into the who controls the Continental, and it's the high table.
Okay, cool.
So it's like the high table are the ones that are kind of
pulling the strings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's, and this is one of the things that I would have spoken about in the 3 things that worked, is how they build on this world. So effectively, we kind of get to know a little bit more. It's still very secretive, so you don't kind of know too much what's happening, but we get to see how the strings are pulled. From the top level down, because you kind of think that these guys, especially Winston, who's the manager of the Continental in New York, that's Ian McShane, he seems very, very powerful. But there are people that even he must bow down to, effectively. And that's the people who have a seat at the high table.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So effectively what happens is they send an adjudicator out.
Oh,
and
how very official.
Yeah. And the adjudicator, their job is to adjudicate, as it were.
I'm Juden right here.
Yeah. And so she effectively, goes around to everybody that helped out John Wick after he did the thing that got him excommunicado.
Yeah.
So Winston gave him an hour to get out of town, and that was enough for him to get adjudicated.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to judge him for his actions, basically.
He's dead.
And then, Laurence Fishburne in the Bowery, he helped him by giving him a gun with
Lots
7
of guns?
bullets. Just one gun with 7 bullets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a regulation amount of bullets?
No, it's how many bullets that particular gun had.
Okay.
And there was a $7 million bounty on his head, so it was like $7 million get you 7 bullets.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, so basically, they're adjudicating him. They're like, why did you help John Wick, effectively? When you knew he was doing bad things against the rules, effectively.
Yeah.
So how does John Wick effectively go against the high table itself? That's what this movie is about.
It's poker.
It's poker.
I thought
It's high-stakes poker.
Yeah. The highest.
It's basically
of your life.
it's the Casino Royale poker scene, but John Wick's in there as well.
Yeah.
It's Lashif, it's that guy from the CIA, it's James Bond, and it's John Wick.
Yeah.
All at the table. And that guy's still explaining how poker works to the chick, to the lady at the thing. Like she doesn't know. Let me tell you something about this movie, Kade. The action is insane.
Is it really?
And it does not ever stop.
Oh, really? So it's just like pedal to the metal the whole
It's
time.
Unrelenting. There are
Hell
a couple of bits where they have to kind of get him to certain places.
Yes.
And they're the parts where the action stops. But what that is...
That's called the story.
That's called the story. But effectively what it is, it's a time for you to breathe. And kind of go, all right, cool. Like I've just gotten out of that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm like so hyped up. Let's just let this thing play out. As, fuck, he's stabbing people again. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
It's nonstop.
Yeah, right.
And it starts pretty much like instantly.
Yep.
And you would have seen in the trailer, there's the whole, excessive amount of knives being thrown at the
That
guys.
was excessive.
That's kind of the first main scene. It's
Yeah.
like him kind of trying to get his way out of New York.
Yeah, okay.
And it starts from the start and it doesn't stop until he gets out of New York. There are people just nonstop coming for him. And man, it is absolutely balls to the wall. Just some of the best action sequences you'll see in your life.
Really?
Yeah. Like you kind of, when you've seen John Wick 1 and you've seen John Wick 2, you kind of like, well, how can they
improve on this?
What else can they do, really? They kind of...
They put him on a horse.
They put him on a horse, but I'll tell you, the horse scene, this is one of my disappointments from the movie. I don't have many. I had to really struggle to find some, but one of my disappointments is the horse scene seemed like it was going to be a really big thing, and it was over quite quickly.
Did he steal it from a cop?
No, he stole it from a stable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's far less exciting.
Yeah, he didn't steal it from a cop, stole it from a stable, and basically he only fought 2 dudes.
Oh. Not all the motorbikes.
Oh, no. So he fights the motorbikes when he's on a motorbike. He fights a couple of dudes on motorbikes when he's on the horse.
Yeah.
But there's only 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I thought that the horse scene was going to be a lot bigger.
See,
and I'm like, this is going to be so good.
I played this out in my head that because there's a scene where he's on that motorbike in the trailer and then he's on where he's fighting guys on motorbikes and then he's on a horse.
Yeah.
And I kind of pictured him jumping off the horse onto a motorbike or off the motorbike onto a horse.
Right, no, completely.
Kicking a cop in the head.
Completely separate.
Yeah.
Completely separate.
Disappointed.
A little bit, yeah. But so it kind of goes from like action sequence to action sequence to action sequence, and it gets to a point where he makes his way to Morocco, because there's basically only one option that he has, and he has what they call a marker. And a marker looks very much like this thing that I'm holding in my hand, which I can't,
Are you a...
I'm a John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I am John Wick. That was a documentary.
Yeah.
I'm on witness protection.
So effectively what a marker is, it's kind of like a blood pact. So when you have helped someone in a situation, they can effectively owe you what is called a marker.
Okay.
Which means that no matter what happens, if you ever pull that marker out and go,
it's a pinky promise.
Yeah. You need to help me. They have to. It is the rules.
Oh, the rules.
It's one of the
assassins.
rules. The two biggest rules are no business can be conducted on Continental grounds.
Yes.
And the second rule is every marker must be honored. So he effectively has a marker, and it's kind of his only kind of thing that his only option, basically.
It's his refuge.
Yeah, effectively. Yeah. Because no one else can help him. So he has this marker, and he takes it to Morocco, and he sees Halle Berry.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, initially I was concerned with Halle Berry being in the movie, and it's like...
Because it's Halle Berry.
Well, yeah, more so like, the action is so friggin' good that I was worried that when they bring another kind of, like, big-name actor in that's probably going to be an assassin as well,
yeah,
are they going to look as good as Keanu Reeves when he's doing it? And she does.
Oh, cool.
So there's a massive sequence.
Them old bones still get around.
Them old bones still get around. Now, obviously, it's probably not her. Now, reportedly, Keanu Reeves does about 95% of his own stunts.
Because he's
in
cool.
these movies, because he's cool. He's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. In Bill and Ted, he actually went back in time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
95% of the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't always him.
Not always, but like pretty good chance those scenes were mostly him.
Yeah, yeah. So effectively, he meets Halle Berry. Halle Berry, she kind of gets her own time to shine through this immense action sequence. And she is fucking great.
She has cool dogs.
Now, obviously, it's probably a stunt double, is my point most of the time. But for the times it's not, it looks amazing. She has these two dogs, and the dogs are fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I heard the dogs are the raddest part of this movie.
They add so much to it. It's like, what else can we add in John Wick? Let's get some fucking German Shepherds.
Let's get some killer dogs.
And they're going to go for the dick all the time.
Hell yeah.
Every time.
That's all I would teach my killer dog to do is bite dicks
bite
off.
dicks. Yeah, they don't go for the dick every time. But man, those dogs do some crazy shit.
Yeah, right.
Like they're fucking amazing. I can't stress it enough.
Would they win at those like fancy dog shows where they have to run through the tubes?
There is a part, and I'm pretty sure it's real, but there is a part where a dog runs, it jumps on Halle Berry's back and climbs up a massive wall. Obviously, it's like a one sort of leap.
Yeah.
And then gets to the top and starts
the dog
biting
defies
the
gravity and just runs
I've
up
seen,
a wall.
yeah, it's just running sideways around the wall like it's the Matrix. Yeah, so the dog stunts are friggin' terrific.
10 out of 10 would pat.
10 out of 10 would pat if you're allowed to pat.
Yeah.
Because you got to be told that you can pat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the dogs are cool.
Yeah,
and
right.
the dogs like, they walk like proper. Like
humans.
Fully, yeah. They walk on their back legs. They've got guns and shit.
Hell yeah.
No, but they walk like fully trained. So I'm assuming they're fully trained, like security dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they walk, side to side on Halle Berry. No matter where she goes, they are constantly
That's
sort
cool.
of right by her side. It's really cool. I can't speak highly enough about
the
that
dogs.
part in particular. And yeah, what else can you say, really? So the way they kind of build the world is great. I guess, one of the things that's cool is that one of the main sort of bad guys that is effectively working with the adjudicator. So she's kind of going around and saying, well, you're going to be punished for helping John Wick, and this is how I'm going to do it. With this fucking guy and his team.
Oh,
and
right.
then they run around and they kill a whole bunch of people and,
Oh, so it's not like you have to pay a fine. It's like you pay with your life.
Well, the main people don't seem to pay with their life. They kind of have to, one of them gets stabbed through both hands and the other one gets... So the guy who gave John Wick 7 bullets gets 7 cuts.
Well, they
big cuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. To the point you thought he was dead. Spoiler alert, he's not dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Paper cuts could be worse. They sting a lot.
They do sting, but these were like big ones across the face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, face cuts are the worst.
Yeah.
Out of all the cuts
face
to
cuts,
get,
paper cuts, and then anything else. Losing an arm.
Yeah.
In that order.
Losing an arm is lowest on the list.
Yeah. So anyway, but that person is my childhood idol, Mark Dacascos.
Don't even know who that is.
No one does. That's
Wow.
the thing. So Mark Dacascos was actually in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the season that I didn't really watch that much. He was one of the main bad guys. He was the guy with the bald head, the Asian dude.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ah.
So that's Mark Dacascos. And Mark Dacascos is
He's a
also
mean-looking
host
guy.
of the American Iron Chef. He is the Iron Chef.
He is the Iron Chef.
And then there is...
Did not die at the end of Endgame.
No.
No.
Did not. So anyway, so there's, he's basically, I've loved that guy since I was younger. And to have him in the movie was brilliant. I'm like, is this guy still going to be able to do the moves? And he can still do the moves.
Hell yeah.
There is a fight scene at the end of this movie that I swear goes for 45 minutes, and it is just fucking brilliant. Because there's a part where, so John Wick has become to a point almost indestructible. It's kind of like he can be hit and shot and all this sort of stuff, and he looks like he's getting fucked up, but he still finds a way to win.
He's like RoboCop. He just keeps going.
He does.
You can chop him up, and you can just put him back together.
Exactly. But there's a scene in this towards the end of the movie. I won't go into too much detail, but there's a scene in this towards the end of the movie where they bring in a whole bunch of guys, and you're kind of like, well, normally John Wick would be able to like tear through these guys like nothing, but they've got extra. It's full body armor.
Oh, like riot suits.
Sort of, yeah, but the helmets are like super reinforced and, and all this sort of stuff, so handgun bullets can't penetrate it. So he's like, running around, and he's like shooting the shit out of these people, and he's like doing like 3 or 4 headshots, and like nothing's happening. So it's kind of like it adds that extra kind of like, how is he going to like get through this whole thing? And it's a fucking great sequence.
He stabs him under the helmet.
Well, he doesn't.
Oh.
It's pretty cool sort of how he gets around the whole thing.
He runs away.
It's just like, you know what, I'm done.
Can't do this.
Yeah.
I haven't got enough health packs.
But anyway, so the final sequence, while they're actually breaching the Continental in New York, spoiler alert, that's cool.
So, Troy, the big question is it a hit, shit, or split for you?
It is 1,000% hit.
Yeah, right. Action movie of the year?
Oh, what is going to beat it?
Well, there's Endgame.
It's different, man.
Different action.
Yeah, it's like
one's comic book action, one's like real life action.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah,
but
more comic booky than the comic book movie.
There are different levels to this shit, and like the fact that this is directed by the same guy that did John Wick 1 and 2, but he is effectively like a stunt coordinator.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he has like the vision already.
Yeah. So the fact that like there is a plot to this movie. It is there. It exists. It serves a purpose, but that's not what you're there for.
You don't care. You don't care.
Like you are there for the insane action. And I guarantee you this, if there was a category for stunt coordination at the Oscars, if one of the John Wicks didn't win it, I would be very fucking surprised.
Yeah, fair call.
I would say this takes what John Wick 2 did
to another level.
To another level.
Hell yeah.
So I highly recommend getting out and seeing it. The only thing I will say very quickly is that it doesn't wrap up the trilogy. And I kind of wanted it to.
Okay.
If they can keep going at the same level, then sweet. But if they, I just don't want it to be watered down.
Yeah.
And Keanu Reeves is going to get old, at some point. You know what I mean? So, but he looks amazing still. Like he looks terrific.
He's
so
a vampire.
1,000% hit. Go out and see it. Don't waste your money on Detective Pikachu, you nerds.
No, go see Detective Pikachu.
Go see John Wick 3.
Hey, let us know if you saw both. Which one was your favorite?
Yeah, do that. I'll tell you this. There were a shit ton of people in the cinema.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. At 12:45 on a Thursday
How
afternoon.
weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird, people's movie scene habits, isn't
I know,
it?
it's crazy.
But you know what? People have different schedules, Troy.
They do. They
But
do, my friend.
Guess what?
What?
That's it for this week. We'll be back on Monday with another episode. But in the meantime, make sure you leave us a tasty 5-star review on iTunes and help support the show.
Do that, or you can jump on patreon.com/ComicConPod and support us that way for as little as, we'll call it $1.
$1.
$1 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
$2
gonna-
gets you stuff.
Yeah, $2 gets you cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's like we've got 50 episodes in the bank for you to like just get for $2.
Yeah.
That's fucking good value.
You can do that. You just jump in for 1 month.
Yeah, get
Download
all
it
those
all.
episodes and you can leave. Don't do that. Continue to support the show. Helps us grow. But if you want to check out our past episodes or the other great shows on our network, head to ccradio.com.au.
And finally, make sure you head to our Facebook listening community and join in on the fun with a bunch of great people. Just search it. Just search it. It's out there. Facebook listening community. It's on Facebook or something. Just do it.
Where it says actual Facebook in there.
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Facebook listener community.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. As always, I've been Kade,
And I'm Troy.
and this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.